Hey everyone, welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Riley, and we've got a juicy bit of market chatter to unpack.
And I'm Kristen. Good to have you with us. And hey, if you have questions while you're listening, drop them at stockalpha.ai.
So, quick housekeeping. It's Sunday, markets are closed, and the last trading day was Friday, May 1st. We're talking about the news people are buzzing about heading into the long weekend, not fresh intraday moves.
Right. The story that's getting traction is a tweet from a photonics-focused account that flagged 2 Marvell job postings. And some traders are linking those listings back to POET Technologies. Let's walk through why that's interesting and why it also might be a stretch.
The tweet pointed to 2 roles in Santa Clara. One is a senior staff silicon photonics packaging engineer, mentioning things like photonic integrated circuit and electronic integrated circuit co-design, interposers, optical packaging, 2.5D and 3D packaging, wafer-level packaging, and OSAT experience.
The other job was a PIC design engineer role that referenced photonic fabric and packaging teams. The Twitter account concluded Marvell could be accelerating integration work after buying Celestial AI, and that the wording might hint at POET's tech being involved. But that link is speculative.
I mean, there's a chain of associations here. Marvell paid $3.25 billion for Celestial AI back in February, and Celestial had worked with POET in some capacity in the past. Plus, Celestial's founder used to chair POET's board before starting Celestial in 2020.
Exactly. So traders see the job language, things like optical interposer and photonic fabric, and their brains jump to POET. Because POET makes an optical interposer platform and has been part of that photonics ecosystem.
But it's important to stress, and we're both saying this, neither Marvell nor POET has publicly confirmed any supplier relationship. What we have are circumstantial signals that some traders find intriguing.
Also, POET is still early stage. Their fourth quarter of 2025 revenue was about $341,000. They do have a production order north of $5 million for their Infinity optical engines and expect to ship more than 30,000 units this year, which would be a real operational step forward. But the gap between those numbers and what we'd expect in a Marvell scale supply relationship is pretty large. So it's fair for traders to be excited by a possible link, and equally fair to treat it as speculation.
Yeah. Another layer here is that Marvell itself has been a hot name in AI infrastructure. Heading into the long weekend, Marvell jumped about 6 to 7% in pre-market trading after reports that Google is in talks to co-develop custom AI chips with them.
Those reports described a multi-supplier approach, with Marvell helping on some designs alongside other chip makers. Marvell also reported record data center revenue of about $6.1 billion for the fiscal year that ended in February. So they're already deeply embedded with hyperscalers.
Which is why anything that even tangentially touches Marvell, like a rumor about photonics hires, can lift smaller names in the ecosystem, and POET is one of those names people watch closely.
And to add to that, Celestial AI, the business Marvell bought, had been building photonic interconnect ideas for AI data centers. And some community members have said Celestial used POET's Starlight external light source in parts of its platform architecture. Again, that history doesn't equal a confirmed future deal.
So, if you're tracking this, think of it as a cluster of signals, prior collaboration notes, a founder connection, job postings with relevant language, and Marvell's expanding AI footprint. Put them together and you get chatter, but it's not a press release.
Right, and we should point out why we're covering the chatter. We follow POET because optical interconnects are an active, increasingly funded area within AI infrastructure. When something touches POET, even speculative commentary, we prefer to give listeners context rather than let it float around unexamined.
Totally. Quick reality check. Analysts note that sentiment can drive short-term moves, especially in small-cap names. That can mean big swings based on rumors, social media, or related movers like Marvell. And to be clear, we're not telling anyone to buy or sell anything. We're just walking through the facts, the connections people are making, and why those connections could matter, or not.
Exactly. If you want the blunt takeaway, the tweet is an interesting data point. It sits on top of a plausible backstory, but it's far from confirmation. Poet hasn't announced Marvell as a customer. Marvell hasn't commented, so treat it accordingly.
Bottom line?
1. Marvell's AI push makes anything tied to photonics worth watching. 2. The job postings are suggestive, but not proof of a Poet-Marvell deal. 3. Poet is early stage, with some revenue and a notable production order, but still far from Marvell scale supply.
And 4. Social media can amplify speculation into price moves, especially when a bigger name like Marvell has new momentum.
All right, quick recap. Together?
Traders are talking because of a tweet that connected Marvell job listings to POET's photonics tech.
There are plausible historical links, but no public confirmation from either company.
Poet is making progress, but it's still early, and revenues are small relative to hyperscaler supply needs.
And Marvell's broader AI activity is why the market is paying attention to any related signals.
Got questions? We'd love to hear from you. Head over to stockalpha.ai, where you can ask us anything and we'll answer live. And while you're there, check out more market content.
Yep. Thanks for listening. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Riley. Catch you next time on Alpha Insights.